Her olive branch extends, and white-robed innocence from heaven descends. Swift fly the years, and rise the expected morn. Oh, spring to light, oh, spring to light, the auspicious baby born. Swift fly the years, and rise the expected morn. Oh, spring to light, the auspicious baby born. Hark a glad voice, the lonely desert cheers. Prepare the way, away, a God appears. A God, the vocal hills reply. The rocks proclaim the approaching deity. A God, the vocal hills reply. The rocks proclaim the approaching deity.
A Christmas carol, being a ghost story at Christmas.
The year is
1843.
The place is London.
The day is
Christmas Eve. And the time is
late afternoon.
as is sometimes typical of this season. It is snowing.
At the very start of our story, it's crucial that we all understand one fact.
What's that?
Jacob Marley was dead.
Are you sure?
Absolutely. I was as dead as a doornail. Mind you, I don't mean to say that I know what there is particularly dead about a doornail.
I might be inclined myself to regard a coffin nail as a dead piece of ironmongery in the trade.
Ah, but the simile of that is in my hands, and for our country's sake I shall not disrupt it, otherwise we are done for. So you will therefore permit me to repeat that I was as dead as a doornail.
Jacob Marley died on Christmas Eve.
The register of his burial was signed by the clergyman, the clerk, the undertaker,
and the chief mourner.
Yes, even Ebenezer Scrooge himself had signed it.
Scrooge and I were partners for I don't know how many years.
Did Scrooge know that she was dead?
Of course he did.
How could it be otherwise? Scrooge was his sole executor,
Sole beneficiary.
sole friend.
And sole mourner.
And even Scrooge himself was not so dreadfully cut up by the sad event.
On the very day of Marley's funeral, Scrooge decided to solemnise the occasion with an excellent piece of business.
The very talk of Jacob Marley's funeral brings me back to the point I started from. There must be no doubt that Jacob Marley was dead, or nothing wonderful can come of the story that we are going to relate. So,
Once upon a time,
On Christmas night, oh Christians, sing to the heathen, use the angels ring. On Christmas night, oh Christians, sing to the heathen, use the angels ring.
news of great joy, news of great mirth, news of the merciful King's birth.
All out of darkness we have light, which made the angels sing this night. All out of darkness we have light, which made the angels sing this night.
Glory to God and peace to men, now and forevermore, amen.
It is 7 years after Jacob Marley's death.
Of all good days in the year, on Christmas Eve.
Scrooge sits busy in his counting house.
His firm is known as Scrooge and Marley.
When Marley died, Scrooge didn't paint on old Marley's name.
He didn't want the expense.
There it stands, 7 years afterwards above the counting house door.
Scrooge and Marley.
Sometimes people use the business called Scrooge, and sometimes Marley.
But he answered to both names, which was all the same to him.
Oh, but he's tight-fisted, it's Scrooge.
A squeezing,
Wrenching,
grasping,
scraping,
Clutching.
covetous,
old sinner,
hard and sharp as flint, from which no steel has ever struck out generous fire.
secret, self-contained, and solitary as an oyster.
The cold within him froze his old features.
Oh, nipped his pointed nose.
scribbled his cheeks,
Stiffened his gait.
Made his eyes red and his thin lips blue.
A frosty rime was on his head, and on his eyebrows, and on his wiry chin.
He carried his low temperature always about with him. He ices his office in the summer.
He doesn't thaw it 1 degree at Christmas.
Scrooge's counting house is very small.
it's dark,
Dingy.
And very unloved.
Scrooge sits behind his desk, surrounded with the tools of his trade.
Piles of money, which he is counting.
Money boxes of various sizes.
which he locks and unlocks with keys held together in a large bunch.
Piles of bills surround him,
Hemmed in with large ledgers.
which he attacks from time to time with relish, remembering a soon-to-be-due debt.
Or a large sum of money recently paid.
Bob Cratchit.
Bob Cratchit. Bob Cratchit.
Ah, yes, Bob Cratchit stands behind a high writing desk.
Writing letters, which he takes from the top of a very high pile.
His desk is opposite the door which leads out into the street.
He's plagued by drafts.
Scrooge has a very small fire, but the clerk's fire is so very much smaller that it's just like one hole.
But he couldn't replenish it, for Scrooge keeps the coal box in his own room.
On this particular Christmas Eve,
Scrooge sits busy in his counting house.
It was cold, bleak, biting weather,
He could hear the people outside go wheezing up and down.
beating their hands upon their breasts.
Stamping their feet upon the pavement to warm them.
The city clocks had just gone 3.
But it was quite dark already.
It had not been light all day.
the fog came pouring in for every chink and keyhole.
Desist! Unless you wish to lose your position.
He tried to warm himself at the candle.
In which effort, not being a man of strong imagination,
He fails.
Scrooge's nephew Fred creeps into the counting house to surprise his uncle. A Merry Christmas, Uncle! God save you!
I'm back.
Christmas, Uncle. You don't mean that, I'm sure,
I do mean it. A Merry Christmas. What reason have you to be merry? What right have you to be merry? You're poor enough.
Oh, come then. What right have you to be dismal? What reason have you to be morose? You're rich enough. A Merry Christmas.
Damn your Merry Christmas.
Don't be cross, Uncle. It's Christmas Eve.
What else can I be when I live in a world of fools? A Merry Christmas. Out upon Merry Christmas. What's Christmas time but a time for paying bills without money? A time for growing a year older and not an hour richer? A time for balancing your books and having every item in them thrown with a dozen months presented dead against you? If I could have my own way, every idiot that goes with Merry Christmas on his lips should be boiled in his own pudding and should have a stake of holly pierced to his heart.
Uncle!
Nephew! Keep Christmas in your way and I'll keep it in mine.
Keep it, but you don't keep it.
Well, let me leave it then. Much good it may do to you. Much good it has ever done to you.
There are many things by which I might have derived from good, from which I have not profited. But I've always thought of Christmas time, when it has come round, as a good time, a kind, pleasant, charitable, forgiving time. The only time that I know of in the long calendar of the year, when men and women seem by one consent to open up their shutter parts freely, and to really see one another as fellow passengers to the grave, and not creatures bound on other journeys. And therefore, Uncle, though it has put a scrap of gold or silver in my pocket, I believe that has done me good, and will do me good, and I say God bless it!
Oh, here, here. Mr. Cratchit, did you say something?
No, sir.
If I hear another sound from you, you'll keep your Christmas by losing your position.
Oh, don't be hard on Mr. Cratchit, Uncle, when I'm the one at fault.
You're quite a powerful speaker, aren't you? I wonder you don't go into Parliament.
Don't be cross, Uncle. Come, dine with us tomorrow.
I'd rather dine in hell.
But why? Why?
Why did you get married into someone as penniless as you?
Because I fell in love.
Because you fell in love. That is about the only thing as ridiculous as a Merry Christmas.
But Uncle, you never came to see me before I was married. Why give us a reason for not coming now?
Good afternoon. Mr. Cratchit!
I am sorry, with all of my heart, to find you so resolute. I want nothing from you, and I ask nothing from you, but why can we not be friends?
Ah.
We have never had any quarrels which I have been at party, but I have made and found homage to Christmas, and I'll keep my Christmas humour to last. So, a Merry Christmas, Uncle.
Good afternoon, Mr. Cratchit.
And a Happy
Good
New Year.
afternoon.
And Merry Christmas, Bob.
Oh, thank you, sir. And the same to you, sir.
And how is Mrs. Cratchit and all the assorted little Cratchits?
Oh, very well, sir. Thank you.
And the little boy who's lame, is he well?
Yes. Doing much better, sir.
That's wonderful news. A Merry Christmas to you all.
Oh, thank you, sir. The same to you, sir.
Letting Scrooge's nephew out,
His clerk let the two other persons in.
they hand their credentials to Scrooge.
Do I have the honour of addressing a Mr. Scrooge or a Mr. Marley?
Mr. Marley has been dead 7 years. He died 7 years ago this very night.
May we offer our sympathy for your loss?
You're not relatives, are you?
No, but we feel sure you must be thinking of him at this time.
And I'm sure his generosity is well represented by his surviving partner.
Ah.
At this festive time of the year, Mr. Scrooge, it is usually more than desirable that we make a slight provision to the poor and destitute who suffer greatly at this present time.
I take it you're both rather new to the district then?
Oh, new and eager, sir. I can see that you agree that thousands are one of common necessaries. Hundreds of thousands are only of common comfort, sir.
Are there no prisons?
Plenty of prisons.
And the workhouses, are they still in full operation?
I wish I could say you're not.
And the treadmill? And the poor law? Are they still in full vigour then?
You're both very busy, sir.
Ah, wonderful. I was afraid from what you had said at first that something had stopped them from running in their useful course.
A few of us are endeavouring to raise a fund to the poor to buy them some means of meat and drink and means of wool.
We chose this season because it is a time of our orders when what is keenly felt and abundance rejoices. What shall I put you down for?
Nothing.
You wish to make an anonymous donation?
I wish to be left alone. Since you asked me what I wish for this Christmas, ladies, let me tell you. I don't make myself merry at Christmas, and I can't afford to make idle people merry. I work to support the establishments I have mentioned. They cost enough, and those who are badly off must go there.
But sir, many can't go there and many would rather die.
Well, they better do it then, and decrease the surplus population.
But surely, Mr. Scrooge, it is our duty to help those who are less fortunate than ourselves.
It's not my business! It is enough for a man to understand his own business and to not interfere with another person's. My business occupies me and me only. Enough. Mr. Cratchit, see these people out.
As Scrooge resumed his labour,
Gnawed and mumbled by the hungry cold as bones are gnawed by dogs. Some children stooped down at Scrooge's keyhole and gave him the Christmas carol.
God rest ye merry gentlemen, let nothing you dismay.
But the sound of their
For
voices.
Jesus Christ our Saviour was born upon this day. To save us from Satan's power, we were born astray. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy, comfort and joy. Oh, tidings of comfort and joy.
Look at all in. Can't you leave a man in peace? I'm trying to run a business here! Young Christmas ruffians.
Meanwhile, the fog and darkness thickened.
The ancient tower of a church, whose gruff old bell was always peeping slyly down at Scrooge, became invisible and struck the hours and quarters.
The cold became intense.
in the main street some labourers were repairing the gas pipes and lighted a great fire in the brazier around which a party of ragmen and boys were gathered.
The town clock strikes 6.
At last the hour shutting of the counting house arrived.
About tomorrow, sir.
What about tomorrow?
Well, I thought it's Christmas Day, no?
You want all day, I suppose.
So quite convenient, sir.
But it's not convenient and it's not fair.
But it is Christmas Day, sir.
With me, ill use when I pay for a full day's wages. I'll pay half a crown. I'll be bound.
But, sir, It's only once a year.
Or excuse for picking a man's pockets on the 25th of December?
Oh, no, I'm sure, sir. I didn't mean to cause any inconvenience, but, well, it is the family more than me. They do put their hearts into Christmas.
And they put their hands into my pockets, as it were. But, I suppose, we must have all day. We'll be here earlier the next morning, then.
Oh, yes, sir. Indeed I will, sir. Thank you, sir. It's more than generous of you, sir.
I know it is. You don't have to tell me.
A Merry Christmas to you, sir.
A Merry Christmas! Another lunatic. You, a clerk, with 15 shillings a week, a wife, and a family, talking about a Merry Christmas. Our time to Bedlam. Good evening.
Yes, good evening, Mr. Scrooge.
Birds and see and stay was caught in a buzz. And here, as you can see, a pixie up in a holly tree.
Hurrah, me boys, hurrah! Hurrah, me boys, hurrah! Knock at the knocker and ring at the bell. What will you give us for singing so well? Singing so well, singing so well. Give us a copper for singing so well.
I have a little box under my arm, a penny or two, or 2 and a half. Up with the kettle and down with the pot. Give us a copper and let us be off.
Hurrah, me boys, hurrah! Hurrah, me boys, hurrah! Knock at the knocker and ring at the bell. What will you give us for singing so well? Singing so well, singing so well. Give us a copper for singing so well.
On Christmas Day, it's on the strip. I've got my finger and I feel it, yeah. Between my finger and my thumb, I've got a blister as big as a thumb.
Hurrah, me boys, hurrah! Hurrah, me boys, hurrah! Knock at the knocker and ring at the bell. What will you give us for singing so well?
Singing so well, singing so well. Give us a copper for singing.
Don't beg on this corner, boy.
I'm not begging, sir. I'm Tim Cratchit.
Ah, waiting for your father, are you?
Yes, sir.
Well, you'll be waiting a long time then, won't you?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. And a Merry Christmas, sir.
A Merry Christmas? Bah!
Oh, Mr. Scrooge, sir.
And who are you?
Samuel Wilkins, sir.
Ah, Mr. Wilkins, yes, you owe me £15, don't you?
Indeed I do, sir.
Well, would you like to come back to my office? I never conduct my business affairs outside the teeping climate or weather.
I can't pay you, sir.
I'm not surprised.
I need more time.
I need more time when I was lending you the money.
No, Mr. Scrooge.
Then why should I offer you more time to repay me?
I can't send my wife to a debtor's prison.
Why did you throw the £15? You did. What does your wife got to do with this? What have I got to do with this? Good evening.
But Mr. Scrooge, it's Christmas.
What's a Christmas got to do with this? You think if it were a summer holiday or a summer heat wave?
But Mr. Scrooge, have the heart. You have a new child.
My collector will call in the morning. Pay what you owe, find somewhere else to live.
But sir!
Good night, Mr. Wilkins.
It is nearly 9 o'clock.
And most are warm and safe at home.
It is still snowing!
And standing on the street corner,
Tim Cratchit waits patiently for his father.
Father!
Tim, you must be frozen.
I'm all right now. Can we go by car towards the children playing in the snow?
Oh, of course we can, Tim. I've got the whole day off tomorrow, the whole day.
Did we get a goose?
Did we get a goose? One as big as you, one as fat as a beetle. You're not too tired, are you, Tim?
Not at all.
Here comes Scrooge.
External heat and cold have little influence over him.
No warmth can warm, no wintry weather can chill him.
No wind that blows is bitterer than he.
No pelting rain is less open to entreaty.
Foul weather didn't know where to have him. The heaviest rain and snow and hail and sleet would boast of the advantage over him in only one respect.
They often came down handsomely, and Scrooge never did.
No one ever stopped him in the streets to say,
My dear Scrooge, how are you? When will you come out and see me? But what does Scrooge care?
It's the very thing he likes. Edging his way along the crowded paths of life,
Winning all human sympathy to keep his distance.
Scrooge lives all alone.
in dark chambers which once belonged to his deceased partner.
A gloomy suit of rooms.
Darkness is cheap.
That is why Scrooge likes it.
the yard was so dark that even Scrooge, who knew its every stone, was fain to grope with his hands.
The fog and frost so hung about the black walled gateway of the house that it seemed as if the genius of the weather sat in mournful meditation on the threshold.
Scrooge is about to put his key in the lock when...
Scrooge! Ebenezer Scrooge! Jacob? Jacob Marley? Bah, humbug!
Before Scrooge closes the door,
He checks one last time that the face has gone. But there is nothing there except the screws and nuts that held the knocker on.
So, he closes the door and locks it.
Double locks it.
Which was not his custom. Scrooge walked through his rooms to see that all was right.
he has just enough remembrance of faith to desire to do so.
He turns attention to the rest of the room.
Let me see.
No one under the sofa.
Ha!
Anyone under the chair?
No one!
Nobody under the bed.
No!
Fire in the grate.
Ah, good.
Oh, spoon and grill ready.
Anyone in your dressing gown?
It's hanging there suspiciously.
No one! Of course not!
Quite satisfied at last, Scrooge takes off his hat and scarf,
He takes off his coat.
His jacket
his waistcoat,
and his cravat.
And puts on his dressing gown.
His slippers.
Oh, and his nightcap.
And sits down before the fire to take his gruel.
His glance happens to rest upon a bell.
a disused bell that hangs in his room.
A bell that communicated for some purpose now forgotten with the chamber in the highest story of the building.
With a strange, inexplicable dread, he sees the bell begin to swing.
It swings so softly in the outset that it scarcely makes a sound.
But soon,
It rings out loudly!
So does every bell in the house. The bells ceased as they had begun, together.
Humbug!
if some person were dragging a heavy chain over the casks in the wine merchant's cellar.
It's humbug still. I won't.
The noise begins to get louder.
Louder!
It is below him! It is coming up the stairs! And it is coming straight towards him!
Ebenezer Scrooge! Jacob, it can't be! Ebenezer Scrooge! What do you want of me? Much. Who are you?
Ask me who I was.
Who are you then? You're pedantic for a ghost.
In life, I was your partner, Jacob Marley.
Can you sit down?
I can.
Well, do it then.
You don't believe in me.
I don't.
Why do you doubt your senses?
It's like sort of the stomach makes them cheats. You may be a bit of undigested beef, a blot of mustard, a crumb of cheese, a fragment of an underdone potato. There's more of gravy than there is of gravy about you. Do you see this toothpick?
I do,
But you're not looking at it.
but I see.
Well, I'm to but swallow it and be tormented for the rest of my days by a legion of goblins. Yes, humbug, I say, humbug!
Do you believe in me or not?
I must. But why do you walk the earth? Why do you trouble me?
It is required of every man that the spirit within him should walk abroad among his fellow men. And if that spirit goes not forth, it is undoomed to do so after death.
You're fettered, bound with chains. Tell me why.
I wear the chains I forged in life. I made link by link, yard by yard, and girded of my own free will. And of my own free will I wore it. It is nothing strange to you.
What has this to do with me?
Would you know the weight and length of the strong coat you bear? It is a ponderous chain. How much misery and sorrow have you added to it these 7 years since?
Oh, Jacob, my friend. Oh, Jacob. Please speak to me. Comfort me, Jacob.
I have none to give. It comes from other regions, Ebenezer Scrooge, and is conveyed by other kinds of ministers to other kinds of men. A little more is all that is permitted to me. I cannot rest, I cannot stay, I cannot linger anywhere. In life, my spirit never walked beyond our counting house. Mark me, in life, my spirit never rode beyond our narrow changing hole.
You must have been very slow then, Jacob.
Slow?
7 years dead. Been traveling all the time.
The whole time. No rest, no peace. I cannot linger anywhere. I cannot make amends for the sins in my life.
But Jacob,
At this time of the rolling year, I suffer most. Why did I walk through crowds of fellow men, with my eyes turned down, and never look up to that blessed star which led wise men to the road? Were there no poems that could have conducted me?
Jacob, I ask you once again, why do you come to me?
Hear me, for my time is almost gone.
Jacob, don't be hard upon me. Pray.
I'm here tonight to warn you that you have yet a chance and hope of procuring a chance of escaping my fate.
Oh, Jacob, you're always such a good friend to me. Thank you.
You will be haunted by 3 spirits.
Is that the chance you mentioned earlier on? I think I'd rather not.
Without their visage you cannot hope to shun the path I tread. Expect the birds tomorrow when the bell tolls one.
I just take them all at once, Jacob, you know. It's not very done.
Expect the second on the next night at the same hour.
But Jacob.
Expect the third when the last stroke of 12 has ceased to vibrate. Come, Ebenezer, come see the fate that awaits you if you do not heed my word.
Why do they lament?
They seem to interfere for human matters. That is the curse they bear. Come, Ebenezer, come see the fate that awaits you if you do not heed my word.
I'll go back to bed. A quarter past. Half past. A quarter to. 1 o'clock. Spirit whose forecoming was told.
I am.
Who and what are you?
I am the ghost of Christmas past.
Long past?
No, your past.
Your light. It's too bright. Cover it.
What? Would you put out the light I give? Is it not enough that you are one of those whose passions have dulled this light and forced me through whole trains of years to walk among shadows?
Forgive me, Spirit. I did not mean to offend you. Thank you. What business do you have with me?
Your welfare.
I am much obliged. I can't help but feel as if a good night's present.
Your reclamation, then. Take heed. Rise and walk with me.
Some other time.
Scrooge, walk with me.
But the weather. The hour. I'm only in my dressing gown and nightcap. I have a cold.
Bear but a touch of my hand there, and you will be upheld in more than this.
All under the leaves and the leaves of life, I met with virgins 7, and one of them was Mary mine.
I was born. I was a boy.
Your lip, it's trembling. And what is that upon your cheek?
It's nothing. A pimple. Lead on.
Don't you recollect the way?
Remember it? I could walk it blindfold.
Strange to have forgotten it for so many years. Let us go on.
They walked along the road, Scrooge recognizing every gate, post, and tree.
My touch has revived your sense of feeling. Follow.
A little market town appeared in the distance with its bridge, its church, and its winding river.
Some shaggy ponies were seen trotting by with boys upon their backs, calling out to other boys in country gigs and carts driven by farmers.
These are but shadows of things that have passed. They have no consciousness of us.
Merry Christmas!
A Merry Christmas!
Why do you rejoice to see them? What is a Merry Christmas to you?
I don't know.
What good has Christmas ever done you?
True spirit. Out of Christmas.
The school, it's not quite deserted. I saw that your child, neglected by his friends, is left there still.
Who is that?
Don't you recognize him?
Yes. It's me. As a boy. All alone on Christmas Day.
Why didn't you go home for Christmas?
Father didn't want me there. My mother had died. My father turned to drinking. He turned against me. He wanted me clear out of his sight.
That's hard.
Life's hard. Why, it's Alibaba! It's there on Miss Alibaba! Yes, yes! One Christmas when a yonder solitary child did come. He'd come for the first time. Just like that. Poor boy. And Valentine. And his wild brother Orson. And don't you see? And what's his name? He was asleep down the drawers. The gate of Damascus. Oh. And what's his name? He was in his head. Down at the Sultan's room by the genie. Serves him right. What good he had being married to the princess. I used to imagine I was Robinson Crusoe, all alone on my desert island. It was about noon one day when I was walking along to my boat. I saw the print of a man's foot on the shore. I looked around, but I could see nor hear anything. How did the print of a man's foot appear to be on the shore? I always thought I was alone on this island, but when it appeared, I might have had a friend at hand.
If your business associates could see you now, they would be surprised, would they not? What is the matter?
Nothing. I wish.
You wish?
Earlier on, there were some school children singing the Christmas carol at my door. I just wish to have given them something, that's all.
Let us see another Christmas.
It's Fan! It's Fan! Fan!
She cannot hear you.
Fan! It's me!
Dear brother, I've come to bring you home, dear brother. To bring you home, home, home.
Home, little Fan?
Yes, home. Home for good and all. Home forever and ever. Father is so much kinder than he used to be. That home is like heaven. He spoke to me so gently one dear night when I was going to bed that I was not afraid to ask him once more if he might come home. And he said yes, that you should. And he sent me in a coach to bring you. And you're to be a man.
But I'm a boy.
And you're never to come back here again. But first we're to be together all Christmas long and have the merriest time in all the world.
Oh, Fan. You're always quite the little woman. The little woman, Fan.
Your sister was always such a delicate creature, whom a breath might have withered.
True spirit.
But she had a large heart.
So she did, I'll not gainsay it.
She died young, I believe.
Too young.
Had, as I believe, children.
One child.
Your nephew.
Fred. Yes.
He's very much like her, is he not?
I hadn't realised it at first, but
Yes, now that you mention it.
What is it?
Oh, is that all you have to show me? You know, I'm quite a busy man. I have things to do.
Very well. Let us see another Christmas.
What are you seeking, you seven fair maids? All under the leaves of life. Come tell, what seek you? All under the leaves of life.
They were now in the busy thoroughfares of the city.
Shadowy passengers passed and repassed.
It was evening and the streets were lighted up. The ghost stopped at a certain warehouse store.
Do you remember this place?
I remember it. Why, I was apprenticed here. Why, it's Fezziwig! It's dear old Fezziwig alive again!
Yo ho there! Ebenezer, Dick!
Dick Hopkins!
Jacob, Ebenezer, Dick! No more work tonight! It's Christmas Eve! Christmas Eve, Dick! Christmas, Jacob! Let's have the shutters up before I make a say Jack Robinson!
Why, bless me, yes. I've forgotten how attached to him I was. Poor Dick. Dick. And dear Jacob.
Come on, Ebenezer! Clear away, my lads, and let's have lots of room here!
Why, bless me, yes. I've forgotten how happy I was then.
Chin up, Ebenezer! Come on, Jacob, leave your work now! Too much work and no play makes you very dull, boys, so they say.
It'll be done in a minute.
Yes. The floors will be swept and watered.
The lamps will be trimmed.
You will heaped upon the fire.
Right, it was as dry and snug and warm and bright a ballroom as you could ever desire it to be on a winter's night.
Well done, my lads! We're ready, ladies!
How would your horses, husband?
Horses? I see no horses here! My wife's a lunatic, Ebenezer! A lunatic!
Why, it's Mrs. Fezziwig. Splendid woman.
There shall be dances and forfeits and more dances! Well done, my dear! Sir Roger the Cowardly! Have you met my doctor?
Yes. Belle. This is when we first met.
Tomorrow shall be my dancing day. I would my true love in Sir John's to see the legend of my fate, to hold my true love to
mean to.
What do I call you?
Scrooge. Ebenezer Scrooge.
Pleased to make your acquaintance, Ebenezer. You may call me Belle. May I have this dance?
I cannot.
Remember, Ebenezer, fill your glass again with a merry face and a contented heart, and my life on it. Your Christmas shall be merry and your New Year a happy one.
Come, Fezziwig, another dance.
Oh, no, my dear, no. I cannot.
Was there ever a kinder man than dear old Fezziwig?
A small matter to make such silly folk so full of gratitude.
Small.
Why? Is it not? He has spent but a few of his mortal pounds, 3 or 4 perhaps. Is that so much that he deserves this praise?
It isn't that, no. It isn't that. He has the power to render us happy or unhappy. To make our service a light or a burdensome one, a pleasure or a toil. What's to say that his power lies within his words and in his looks? No, no. If we were to add and count up all the things that he does for us, then what then? It is almost impossible to count up. Money isn't the issue. Money isn't the issue.
Something troubles you, I think. What is it?
Nothing. I just ought to like to have a word or two with my clerk, Bob, that's all.
Ebenezer, if I teach you nothing else, remember this. When happiness shows up, for goodness sake, make sure you give it a comfortable seat. What on earth are you waiting for? Go and dance with my daughter.
Show me no more. Conduct me home.
Another Christmas. A Christmas where you threw another chance of happiness away.
I have a business to build.
Talk to her.
Another idol has displaced me. If it can cheer and comfort you in time to come, as I would have tried to do, I have no just cause to grieve.
What idol?
A golden one.
Then you no longer love me anymore.
You no longer love me.
I haven't said that.
Not with words.
With what?
In a way you've changed.
What am I changing about you?
By changing towards the world.
This is the way of the world. There is nothing worse than poverty, and there is nothing that is condemned with such a severity of wealth.
You fear the world too much. All your other hopes have merged into the chance of being beyond the chance of its sordid reproach. I've seen your nobler aspirations fall off, one by one, until one master passion, greed, engrosses you. Have I not?
so much wiser now. I'm not changed towards you, am I?
Our contract is an old one. It was made when we were both poor and content to be so, until in good season we could improve our worldly fortune. You have changed. When it was made, you were another man.
But I was a boy then.
Your own feeling tells you that you are not what you are. That which promised happiness when we are one in heart is fraught with misery now that we are two. How often and how keenly I have thought of this, I will not say. It is enough that I have thought of it. I must release you from your promise.
I asked to be released?
In words? No.
In what then?
In a changed nature. In an altered spirit. In everything that made my love of any worth or value in your sight. If this had never been between us. Tell me. Would you seek me out and try to win me now? No.
You think not?
I would gladly think otherwise if I could. Heaven knows. But if you were free today, tomorrow, yesterday, can I even believe that you would choose a dowerless curl? You, who in your very confidence with her, waste everything by gain. I do. And I release you, with a full heart, for the love of the man that you once were.
Enough!
You may, the memory of what past hath makes me hope you will, have pain in this. A very, very brief time, and you will dismiss the recollection. Gladly, as an unprofitable dream from which you awoke.
Well,
may you be happy in the life you've chosen.
These are but shadows of things that have passed. You cannot change this.
show me no more. Conduct me home.
Do not blame me.
I refuse.
You have no choice.
What are you seeking, you seven fair maids? All under the leaves of life. Come tell what seek you. All under the leaves of life.
I saw an old friend of ours this afternoon.
Really? Who?
Yes,
Oh, I don't know. Ebenezer Scrooge.
the very man. I passed this office window and poor old Jacob Marley is lying on his deathbed. And there Scrooge sits, working. Once Scrooge goes, once Marley goes, Scrooge will be all alone in the world, I believe.
Poor Ebenezer. If only he could have had some joy in his life.
Final shadow.
Mr. Marley ain't expected to live through the night. If you were to take your leave of Mr. Scrooge, you should look along smartly or there won't be a Mr. Marley to take leave of. If you know my use of the word, he's breathing very queer when he does breathe at all.
Who's that? The doctor?
No, sir, the undertaker.
You don't believe in letting the grass grow under your feet, do you?
Ours a highly competitive profession, sir.
Is he dead then?
I can have another look if you like.
Not well. I'll look myself. Jacob. Jacob, my friend. Are they looking after you alright? You know, last rites and all. Is there anything I can do for you in particular? What particularly?
We were wrong.
We can't always be right, can we? No worse than the next man, no better than the last.
We were wrong. Save yourself.
Save myself from what?
We were wrong. There's still time.
Time for what, Jacob? Jacob, my friend. Jacob, speak up. Yes.
Just as you said.
I always know.
Show me no more, Spirit. I am ready to go home.
Our time with you is over. Remember what has passed between us.
Leave me. Leave me and haunt me no more.